Huddle. My name's Denise Jones, and I'm here with Matt Demecki.
What's going on?
Again.
What's going on?
It's always a good thing, man. We're like a dynamic duo.
No,
at this point.
I like you because you don't hate as much as me, as much as Britt. So shout out Britt.
I love Britt, man. Sunday, Paul George informed the Pacers that he would not sign a long-term extension with the team, and now the Pacers are looking to trade George before this Thursday's NBA draft. One of those teams who are interested is the Cleveland Cavaliers. If the Cavs acquire George, would this make them the best team in the NBA?
I don't think so, because you got to look at it this way. When they're trying to acquire Paul George, they have to get rid of another big asset, and I'm pretty sure the asset's going to be Kevin Love. And
I'm pretty sure too.
The thing is, Cavs fans through the whole finals, they're like, man, this team's need to play defense. This team needs to play defense. But then they're going to get rid of Kevin Love and an interior defensive presence, and they're going to bring in a scorer, another scorer. The problem is their problem isn't scoring. Their problem is defense.
Right.
So they shouldn't trade away somebody that can be a one-year rental, because next year he's a free agent.
I agree.
He can leave the Cavs. So
I agree.
I don't think it's going to be a good move for them. So. And
I think, it sucks that Kevin Love is always on the trade block. It's so unfair.
No love.
So I think if it was between Kyrie and Kevin Love, which is most likely going to be the case as far as who's going to be traded, it's going to be Kevin Love. And it sucks because he's just such a key player, especially in the playoffs. It was crazy. But I also think that it's kind of the answer that they need to beat the Warriors.
It is.
If you think about it.
But the problem is, if they don't beat the Warriors next year, if they do acquire Paul George, and Paul George goes, well, I think I'm just going to go to the Lakers now.
Right.
Thanks,
that's okay.
guys.
We want you here. We want you definitely in the Lakers. That's totally fine.
That's a one-year.
If that's the plan, listen.
Oh, that's cool with us. But you know what? For the Cavs, I mean, if Paul George walks away, that can also make LeBron James walk away too.
Yeah, it
so
can.
That team could be demoralized if they don't win the championship.
But
next
LeBron
year,
James is a fan of Paul George. Keep that in mind. And on top of that, if they do win, because you're being a pessimist right now, assuming that they're not going to win. If they do win, then it's going to be the answer that they need. Because if Kevin Durant and the Warriors didn't win, then oh my God, it's going to look so bad on Kevin Durant. But they did. And I love you, Kevin Love, but they didn't win with you. So
they won
if
last
he
year
does
with him,
they did. You're right.
Yeah.
They did. Who knows if Paul George is going to come? But if he does come, might be that one-up that they get.
That's true. Yeah, I think it would be good for them. But at the same time, there's no guarantee with anything, and I think it's going to screw the Cavs
He should just come to LA. Just come to LA.
Yeah, it's all good. We got Hollywood over here, man.
Next story. This weekend, the Boston Celtics agreed to trade the #1 overall pick to the Sixers for the #3 pick in the draft, as well as future draft picks. The Sixers have made it clear they will select Fultz #1. My question to you is, who got the better end of the deal?
Look, I think Boston did, and here's why. So they get the #3 pick.
I see you have your notes there.
This year. Yeah, they got the #3 pick this year. They're probably going to try to take Josh Jackson or somebody good. They have 3 first rounds next year. They have 4 first rounds in 2019 draft. And I think the Celtics won this trade because if you look at it this way, if they take those picks and they package it to get somebody like Jimmy Butler, because they want to get Jimmy Butler for defensively, offensively, I think it'd be so big for them. And
absolutely.
Competing in that Eastern Conference, Boston was so close last year with a team that a lot of people don't think that's that good, but if you add Jimmy Butler to it, you can package more picks and you get maybe Anthony Davis that they were talking about for a rumor. I think it would be huge for the Boston Celtics, and they clearly won this trade.
I think so too. I think it was a really smart move. I mean, it's one of those where they're not playing checkers, they're playing chess, and they definitely invested with this pick. They took the loss here for #3, and they're going to get, again, 2 #1 picks for 2018 and 2019. So it was definitely the better end of the deal, and that Jimmy Butler in the Celtics,
that'd be huge.
It would be kind of insane because he's not being used the way he should be used where he's at right now.
Exactly. And to me, going back to that last point, I think Jimmy Butler is better than Paul George because he can do more than Paul George. He's better defensively.
That's another story. I don't know about all that.
If you look at it, if Paul George is a little bit better offensively, but I'd rather have that defensive lockdown player.
Paul George is a well-rounded player, though.
But I think Jimmy Butler is more of a well-rounded player. And I think for the Celtics, it would fit them so well because they got Isaiah that can score. They got Horford down low. And I mean, they're going to bring in another draft pick, so it'll be good for them.
I love Jimmy Butler, but I don't think he's going to get that one up for me with Paul George. So that's just that. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Make sure to catch up on the Fumble tomorrow, and we'll see you guys then.